It is easier to fight for one's principles than to live up to them, meaning we do not actually really live up to the principles and abide by the rules and basically uphold the regulations that we remember, that we develop, and that we always talk about in one way or another. We actually are not always able to live by to and hold on to the principles, rules, regulations, ideas, philosophies that we develop in our minds and that we always talk about and preach about to the others, about their greatness, significance, worth, quality, virtue, when in reality we don't even live up to them, or we rarely live up to them and seldom hold on to them, or we just don't want to adhere to them, obviously, because we want comfort, relaxation, fulfillment in our lives, and we also want validation, approval, possession, wealth, success, fame, fortune in our lives, and we just don't always care about our principles, ideas, virtues, values, because it's obviously always difficult, confusing, challenging, contradictory to live up to basically values, virtues, qualities, principles of one's own making. We always want to be the others' favorites. We always want to be judged by the others. We always want to be able to live up to the others' ideologies, principles, rules, regulations, so that we can become great, progressive, successful, virtuous, when in reality we abandon ourselves, we disconnect from ourselves because we do not have anything to offer, we do not develop anything, and we certainly do not adhere to anything either. So we only ultimately end up fighting for our empty and basically unlived ideas, potential ideologies, virtues, and we do not care about them and we do not live up to them, but only in accordance with the others' ideologies, rules, regulations. We ultimately end up living, enjoying our lives, and performing everything that we perform. So, obviously, it's a process of pretense, ignorance, arrogance, and also something that is shallow and vague in itself. So, most people in the modern context may have very strong, powerful, resistant, and rugged principles, but ultimately they are not admiration, honor. They do not deserve it because they do not live up to anything at all. They do not live up to what they think, say, do in their lives, but quite the opposite. They live up to the others' expectations, desires, demands for validation, conformity, acceptance, wealth, possession, success, fame, etc. But they abandon themselves, they isolate themselves from their own internal self because they do not live up to their own